What up, Libra? So I'm at my mom's house, so I think I got the lighting fixed up so you can see me and see the cards really, really clear. This is going to be like a 10-15 minute reading on what to expect for you in 2021. We're going to use the major arcana, and then we're going to use Touch It Tarot, and then we're going to use the Goddess Oracle deck to kind of give us some points on what possibly is happening, what obstacles, which is going to be Touch It Tarot, and then with the Goddess, we're going to look at maybe something that inspires, motivates, or something that you need to do in conjunction so you can get past the obstacles for this year. So let's see, Libra, Libra, Libra. What do we have going in for the Libras 2021 spirit? Oh, some of you, and he keeps wanting to come out, so let's let him come out. Oh, she wants to come out with him. All right, hold up. We might have some interesting love stuff coming in Libras for 2021. Libra, 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 2021. What do we have going in for you? Let's see, final card. Justice, your card about finding balance. So let's look. So, first card that comes out is the Emperor. Then we have the Empress. And we have High Priestess. And we have the Justice card. So I feel for a bunch of us this year that we're going to be working on finding balance and possibly in our relationship, whether this is romantic relationships or work relationships. The Emperor could be a husband, a boss, a man of authority. Let me get that glare off of it. So some of you may be meeting an alpha who's coming in. I've seen him in my cards, and a few of you may be seeing him in yours. But this could be somebody who's very authoritative. They could be a businessman. They may own a business. He could be a workaholic. I'm getting somebody though that comes in with some status. So be prepared that you may be connecting with someone, whether you male or female, that you may be working with, you may be going into business with, you may be making some type of connection with this person. Now we have the Empress card next to him, and this could be a couple, a man and a wife working together, building together. If this is not, this could be um, uh, two people that come together for a business connection. This could be a romantic connection also. But I am getting with this that a few of you may be finding yourself meeting somebody this year that will be a love connection or possibly a marriage partner. For a few of you, you may be connecting with someone that you start off working with, or it starts off as a friendship. And I'm getting with the High Priestess that this could even be some type of spiritual union. Some of you are going to be struggling to find balance with this. If you already are in this union, that could be some issue of balance. Some of you might be dealing with legalities when it comes to this relationship. For a few, this could be marriage. For some, this literally could be other legal issues that are going to be kind of plaguing you. Like I say, whether this is a business partnership or a romantic partnership, there may be some contracts, some things that need to be filled out. And for some of you, I feel like this may even be with marriage. Now, the thing is, and I don't feel like it's a whole lot of negative with this connection, and I'm getting a lot of soulmate connections. Some of you may be really finding someone that you feel strongly connected to. Whether this is in a sexual way or a romantic way, or if this is something that is just spiritually, you're going to be drawn to some type of partnership that is going to cause you to grow this year, whether it is filled with some obstacles. And for some of you, I feel like with a soulmate connection that you may be dealing with a relationship or a friendship, that there's going to be some lessons to learn. If you're afraid of love, don't be afraid. Open your heart. If you're kind of out there bouncing between people, going from people to people to people, be prepared that you may meet a match. You may meet someone that makes you stop doing that or makes you want to stop doing it. I'm not going to say they're putting down boundaries with you, but I feel for some of you that you may come to this point where you are dealing with someone that challenges you, but challenges you in a good way. So be prepared that there is some love connections that are coming in. If not, this is definitely some type of partnership. Intuitive growth or high priestess, be prepared for spiritual growth. There's going to be some things that come out to you. There's some knowledge. This could be esoteric knowledge that you're delving a little bit deeper into. You might be taking some classes. Some of you may even be finding yourself teaching classes. I do see a lot of spirit connection that's coming in. Some of you may be struggling with being unbalanced or feeling unbalanced moving into 2021, whether this is spiritual, emotional. I do feel something with addiction. So some of you could really, really be struggling with addictions, whether this is substance abuse or sexual addiction or food addiction. There's this thing of obsessiveness that I feel like you're gonna have to get a handle on this year if you're a Libra. Whether this is being obsessed with somebody that you're working with, you don't want them to move ahead, or you're trying to keep an eye on them, to possibly relationships where you're obsessive about the person that you are with. Some of you may find yourself being drawn to someone really, really strongly and you don't know why. But I'm definitely getting some issues with addiction. And I saw that in Aquarius. So some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius. Or either this could be something that air signs, this may be our challenge this year. Like I said, whether this is food addiction, being too focused on work, being too focused or obsessed with other people, what they're doing, what they think, or actually making a connection with someone and we feel like we can't let that go. The Justice card is showing in, I feel like some type of balance that may come through. Now, for some of you, you may have some legal situations that you have to struggle with this year. The swords are literally trying to cut away things that are unnecessary so that you can find your balance. So for a few, I feel there may be this thing of walking away from friendships, walking away from drama, walking away from things that no longer serve you. A few of you may end up having to deal with some type of legal situation where either you're cutting ties to people or people are cutting ties to you. If you feel out of balance, even though this is in the upright, I feel that there's going to be some type of maybe I need to get some help, whether this is going to therapy, whether this is talking to a spiritual person, whether this is getting some type of spiritual help. There's going to be some balance that is there that comes in for you guys. And it's because this year you need to be more balanced. If you're all over the place, it's not going to work for you, Libra. I feel like there's something where Spirit is saying, look, you need to cut away some things that are negative, that are not healthy for you, and move forward. And for some of you, it may bring love in. It may be some changes that come in a relationship that help you grow or help you become more authentic with yourself. Now, let's do tough shit and see what obstacles are for Libra. Obstacles, obstacles, obstacles. For some of you, addiction feels like it's strong. For a few others, there's something with being a little bit imbalanced when it comes to what do you want. If you're getting to the point where you're too old to be bouncing, from job to job to job or people to people to people, there's going to be this energy of saying, okay, look, let's cut that away. Let's focus more on getting more balance, more structured. And some of you may be meeting someone that brings that to your life that helps you with that. There could also be some spiritual growth that comes in that helps you with that. Libra, Libra, Libra. Any messages, any guidance that they need to know. Libra, Libra, Libra. Any messages, any guidance that they need to know, Spirit. Let's see what we got. We got a problem that may be having to do with follow through. Some of you are going to be starting projects, but you won't be finishing them. There's this thing of procrastination. And it feels like it's been on us for a while because I am a procrastinator too. So, Spirit is kind of like, you need to go ahead and follow through. You need to get more structured. You need to find your balance this year where it's kind of like with these excuses. I want to do it, but I need to do it, but I'm going to do it tomorrow or next month. I'm going to put more energy into it, or I'm going to take care of it the next day, and it never comes. There's a lot of energy of I need to complete things, but maybe I keep getting distracted. And for some of you, this could be other people. This could be unnecessary things that you're like getting pulled away from. Like sometimes when I go on to do something on Facebook or pay a bill and I end up on TikTok for 3 hours, I got distracted by something. So a few of you have a lot of goals that need to be completed this year, but you got to come out of the excuses and you got to come out of procrastination. I also see too, some are going to have to learn how to communicate a little bit better. There's this anger, or there's this thing of when people correct you or try to give you insight. A lot of us are going to be, it's not me, it's you. And that seems to be a little bit of narcissism there. So if you're dealing with a situation where you have people who come into you and they're trying to talk to you and saying, look, this is what I need. This is what we need to move forward. This is what we need to fix the situation. Be careful that you don't go from 0 to 100 and deflect it, or either put it off and say, well, you know what, that's not really me, that's you, because it's showing that a lot of you are going to be having issues with accountability this year. And it kind of goes with the excuses. So whatever that is, of not wanting to be accountable for things that you need to change about yourself so that you can move forward, this is the year where we can't put it on other people. It's almost like they're getting to the point where they know their game. They know the game of what we're doing. So if you've been able to manipulate people and you're doing things where it's like, okay, you know what, it's that person, it's that person over there, it's them doing this, it's not me. You're gonna deal with some issues where a lot more things are gonna come to light because spirit is trying to make you own up to your own shit. And for some of us, we need to, especially if we've been doing something shady or we've been doing something out of pocket. Some of us are gonna have to be faced with what is our part in that, and it may be a painful thing. I am getting something where using other people to buffer what is something that you need to deal with, which means that having an argument with your partner, but then going to their family members and saying, well, you know what, they're upset, you need to talk to them, but you're not telling them what your part of it is. Or getting into an argument with a coworker and going to HR, but you're not saying what you did. I'm not going to say take the blame for everything, but there's going to be this thing of not passing the buck on to somebody else when you know that you had something to do with it. um, there's this thing of not hiding behind people this year, standing up, saying what you need to say, and owning up to it, because that gives you your power. And a lot of you are not operating in power because you're allowing other people to take the brunt of whatever it is that needs to be coming to you for you to learn and you to grow. So for a few, that's going to be part of your balance, not making excuses, following through, letting go of procrastination, and being accountable. I also see too that there's going to be some change in environments, and it needs to happen. Some of you have been stagnant. Places that you're living, places that you're connected to are not conducive to your growth. You're doing the same thing over and over again. And I feel it. I feel like there's things that need to be changed in my house, things that need to be changed in the place that I live. Even driving home differently feels better to me because I'm coming out of that routine. If you're stuck in something, or you're stuck in a state or a city that you know is really not helping you grow, you need to get out of it. There's this issue of some people that are still, they're still connected to their families and in a very codependent way, which is like if you're a 40-year-old adult and you're still waiting for your dad or your mom to tell you what to do, you may be struggling with that this year. Or if you're even a young adult that's 25, or 26, and you're still living at home and you don't really want to be there, there's something with moving and getting your own space, getting your own structure that brings you into your power. Spirit is saying that this year is really about walking into power, walking into who you're supposed to be. But to do that, you have to find your balance and let go of excuses why you can't do it. I want my own apartment, but I don't have the money. So now we got to figure out, what do I need to do to get the money? I want to walk away from a bad relationship, but I don't want to hurt this person or be seen like the bad guy. But you're out there having other relationships behind this person's back. There's a lot of things where spirit is showing that you're doing some things that make you settle. You're not happy with some things that you're doing, and there is movement that needs to come in because settling is keeping you stagnant and you're not walking in your power. So those are your obstacles. Let's see what the goddess has for you on navigating this. Libra, Libra, Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. And we tend sometimes to get stuck in procrastination, putting things off that need to be done, making excuses why we haven't completed something. And for some of us, it is holding us back. Libra, Libra, Libra. All right, let's see what we got. Boldness, blossoming, independence. All right. Okay, we got boldness. Unleash your adventures, take risks, be daring, step out of your comfort zone. If you're stagnant, if you are in environments where you're settling, whether this is living environments, job environments, or relationships, some of you are going to be seeing yourself push forward into power. And Spirit is saying it's time for you to come out of these situations that are holding you back because maybe you're not meant to be there. There's definitely something with putting yourself out there with more people. So if you've been trying to start, some type of social media or entertainment or whatever, Spirit is like, it's the time to put yourself out there. Don't make excuses, be bold with it. We also got blossoming card, and it's showing that this is something where a person is trying to work through some issues, where it's like be patient with yourself. I feel like this may be with addictions. If you find yourself struggling with something that you know is kind of detrimental to your growth, some of you are like, I know it's not good for me. I know it's not healthy for me. Spirit is showing there's going to be some growth there, but you're going to have to work through some things. There's some healing that needs to be done. Some of you are going to be talking to a therapist. Some of you are going to be going into some type of treatment center. Some of you, it looks like, may even be going into more of a spiritual or religious connection. Spirit is showing that you have some struggles that are coming through to help you find balance, and they're telling you not to give up. There's something where you're going to blossom, but you may have to go through that dark night of the soul before it opens up. And hopefully, for a lot of you, it won't be there. The balance is coming. Don't forget that. But it is one of those things of being accountable and stepping out and saying, okay, this is what I need to do to change. And I'm not going to put it off. I'm not going to save it till next week or next month. I'm going to do the work and I'm going to get better. We also had independence. This is about literally creating your foundation and standing in. Kind of went back to where I said where people are maybe codependent in relationships, holding on to people to help them, and knowing that maybe I need to sprout out by myself. This could also be settling for relationships that, because you don't want to be alone, whether this is a romantic relationship where it's like, I really don't love you, or I don't feel like that I want to be with you, but this is a place for me to be right now. I have a place to live. I have a place to stay. If this is a job, some of you may be being pushed towards entrepreneurship, but maybe you're codependent on the job. Can't walk away from it. The pandemic, COVID, things are not, opening up for me. But I do feel there's going to be this push of standing on your own, walking in your power this year. And for some of you, it's going to feel good. It's almost like you're going to break those barriers, but you kind of have to push yourself there and follow through. It's almost like I feel like there's a lot of ideas. I could do this, I could do that, I could do that, but then you sleep on it. And then you come back the next day, well, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that, I could sleep on it. This is showing don't be bold, step out, blossom, bring this idea to fruition. Do the things that you say you're going to do and follow through, and you're going to see some amazing growth that happens with this. For a few of you, though, you're going to try to find that balance so that you can step up and do what you need to do. And I do feel for some, there may be talking to therapists, there may be something with life coaching. There's this thing of breaking that issue of procrastination and not following through that you really need to work on this year. But if you work on it, it's showing you okay. You got your mask on, you come in here coughing. Some of you Some of you definitely are going to get there, and it may take a little bit of hope, but be bold, be independent, because it's showing that when you walk in your power, there's a lot of doors that are going to open up for you, Libra. So I wish you the best, and I am. I'm conquering procrastination this year. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of it. We got shit to do, and I can't stop. I have to stop making excuses. I have to be accountable. So for my fellow Libras that are feeling that energy, let's go be bold. Let's go be independent. We got shit that we're sprouting up. We got a harvest to reap. That's the blossoming. Don't miss it. Don't miss it because you're stuck in this thing of I can, but I don't know. I should, but I don't know. I need to, but I'll do it tomorrow. Get out of that energy. Get out of it because it's gonna hold you back this year. All right, you guys, I love you.